So today I just want to discuss, like, when you're in a situation where sometimes you tell people things, and there's people that's close to you, you tell them certain things, and you're excited about it. And, you don't get the reaction that you thought you would get. So sometimes you got to be careful at who's pouring into you, because if all they pour into you is negativity, fear, not building you up, not adding value, do you continuously let that person pour into you? This is why strangers can tell you something and it's golden, because a stranger is looking at the situation objectively. They see you for the value that you bring. Sometimes the people that's close to us can't see the value because they've known you either all your life or they've known you for some time, and they can't separate the difference between you, the person that's going off to be successful, and the person that they've grown to know throughout all this time. So strangers look at it as, wow, here's what you're doing. You're accomplishing so much. And that boosts up your morale. That boosts up your ego. That boosts up your momentum. That's the type of people you want pouring into you. Now, don't get me wrong. You do want people that's going to keep it real with you, be 100 with you, and tell you the truth. But there's nothing wrong with telling you the truth and also building you up at the same time. You've worked hard to get to where you are. Why shouldn't you be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor? If you put all the hard work in, day out, you got up, you went to work, and work could be on a job, work could be you're an entrepreneur. And either way, if you put that work in, why don't you deserve to get the reward that's attached to it? See, sometimes we're telling people things that, number one, they've never been in a position that we're in. They've never had the level of success that you're having. So, how can they really honestly know how to deal with what you're bringing to them? For instance, I played basketball my entire life, right? So, I had a group of friends and we all had a vision and we all had a goal. Now, some of my friends stopped playing in high school. Some of my friends went to college and that's where it stopped there. And others went on to go play professionally as well, be it in leagues here or overseas. But what I'm saying is, everybody can't go on your journey. Remember, this is your journey. Not everybody can make it where you are, right? So those friends that stopped playing in high school or didn't even play in high school, how can you tell me about playing in college? That's that doesn't make sense, right? You can't tell me about playing in college if you've never gone there yourself. Yes, you may watch others play in college, but all you see are their games. You're not there doing the practices. You're not there when when you're coming back from a game late at night and you have to go to class the next day. Like, you can't tell me about an experience that you yourself have never personally experienced. But that doesn't give you the right to pour negativity into me saying that I can't make it. See, I want people around me that, number one, keep it real with me. Tell me the truth. Don't ever tell me, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me to make me feel good. Don't try to appease my feelings. Just keep it 100. Right? Let me decide whether your information is valid, because sometimes you yourself are going to have to do a self check, right? You're going to have to do a self check on you, because if people are telling you the truth and you constantly keep hearing the same thing, and if you're hearing the same thing from people that don't know each other, common denominator is you. So now we can't blame everyone else. But when you're on a journey to be successful, whatever success is, whatever you have defined success is in your mind and in your heart, number one, it's going to take faith. But when you decide that you want to be successful, understand this. Sometimes your support is not going to come from the people that are close to you. And you have to be careful of sharing information with people that's close to you, because you excelling may bring on envy, jealousy, hate. A lot of people have insecurities of themselves and they pour those out onto you. They can project those things out onto you. So you don't want people projecting their fears and all of their negativity and all of their doubts onto you, because being successful, whether you go to a job or whether you're an entrepreneur, it takes hard work. It takes a belief that you have no idea. You gotta have a belief in something, and that something has to be yourself. God doesn't give you a vision for you to not go out and try to attack this vision. You got to make this vision work. How do you make the vision work? You have to take action, right? Have to take action. But God also sees you taking the action, and if you continue to be consistent and take that action, God will place people in your life. He will place people in your life that will help guide you to the next step. They will guide you. You don't know these people. You haven't met them yet, because God is waiting on you to do your part. Keep the negative Nancy's out your ear. Keep the downer Dans out your ear. Don't let that stuff pour into you. He wants you to be consistent. That's where you're faithful at. Number one, if you already believe and you show that consistent action, you're faithful. God is going to reward that, right? Next step. Next step is somebody that knows something more than you. And that's the person that's going to help propel you to another level. And the process just keeps going on if you do what you're supposed to do. Now, as you reach levels that you've never reached before, one thing that I will ask of you to do, because this is very important, a lot of people don't do this. Reach back and help someone else along the way. Someone poured into you, you pour into someone else. Pay it forward. It's an awesome thing. It's an awesome feeling. That was on my heart. That was on my mind. And I just wanted to share. Don't let the negativity in. Don't let people that haven't been to where you're trying to go give you advice. You should get advice from someone that's successful, that's doing what you're doing, that has gone through what you're gone through, because they're able to pour into you and tell you, hey, you know what? When I did this, this worked for me like this. And again, that may not work for you. That's okay. But at least they're telling you, hey, I ran up on this stumbling block. Be wary of this stumbling block, but this is how I got through it. The way you get through it may be totally different, but you're aware of the stumbling block. So now you can come up with an arsenal and a strategy on how to attack that stumbling block if it ever came into your life, into your journey. So stay up, stay positive. Let's get this value poured into us every day, consistently. This is Carl Williams, and you know what I say, pay attention and pay attention.